Welcome to Journey to Inner Peace through stages of meaning and growth. Today, we explore how meditation and the appreciation of beauty evolve through human development. Each stage reveals a different relationship with beauty, moving from survival to transcendence.
Dr. Axel, your framework is fascinating. You describe beauty as shifting from raw experience to deep embodiment. But where does this fit into your cube model?
Great question. The cube represents our evolving perspectives. At its base, we have survival, raw sensation without interpretation. As we move up, beauty is grasped, owned, then shared. Higher levels reveal beauty as harmony, as participation, until ultimately beauty and the experiencer dissolve into one.
So someone at the egocentric survival stage only feels beauty but doesn't recognize it?
Exactly. At first, beauty is instinctual, like a breath taken without thought. Later, we try to possess it, like a child plucking a flower. At the achievement level, we chase perfection. But true beauty isn't captured, it's witnessed.
And at the highest stage?
Beauty isn't seen, it is. Meditation and beauty merge. The moon's reflection in water disappears, not because beauty is gone, but because we've finally looked up.
So appreciation deepens as we move through the cube.
Yes, and our journey is about learning to stop grasping and simply let beauty unfold.
Dr. Axel, can you walk us through each stage in detail? How does our perception of beauty evolve at every step?
Certainly. Journey to inner peace through stages of meaning and growth. Stage 1. Egocentric survival, the first breath of awareness. At birth, there is no sense of self, no distinction between the experiencer and the experience, only the raw immediacy of life. A baby does not seek beauty, it simply absorbs the world. The rustling leaves, the shifting light, the warmth of touch, these are not yet understood, only felt. Meditation at this stage is instinctual, the breath, the heartbeat, the surrender to existence. Like lying on a soft patch of grass under a vast sky, this stage reminds us that the first encounter with beauty is not intellectual, it is primal. It is the breath we do not force, the life we do not yet question. Stage 1. Egocentric survival, the first breath of awareness. At birth, there is no sense of self, no distinction between the experiencer and the experience, only the raw immediacy of life. A baby does not seek beauty, it simply absorbs the world. The rustling leaves, the shifting light, the warmth of touch, these are not yet understood, only felt. Meditation at this stage is instinctual, the breath, the heartbeat, the surrender to existence. Like lying on a soft patch of grass under a vast sky, this stage reminds us that the first encounter with beauty is not intellectual, it is primal. It is the breath we do not force, the life we do not yet question. Stage 2. Self-protective opportunist. The quest for control. As autonomy develops, so does a fragile sense of self. The world becomes a place of threats and opportunities where beauty is not yet recognized but claimed. A child grabs a flower wanting to own it, not realizing that beauty wilts when grasped too tightly. This stage is the beginning of meditation through discipline. One may try to force peace, to demand it as a transaction. If I sit still long enough, will I be rewarded with tranquility? But true peace cannot be coerced, just as a river will not change its course because we wish it to. This realization marks the first crack in the illusion of control. Stage 3. Conformist seeking beauty and belonging. Now the world is divided into right and wrong, us and them. A child follows rules, seeks approval, and learns that beauty is not just in nature, but in shared experiences. A family gathering, a festival, a familiar melody. Here, meditation is often structured, bound by rituals and traditions. It is practiced because it is expected, not yet because it is understood. Like gazing at the moon's reflection on water, but not realizing that the reflection is not the moon. One follows the motions without yet touching the essence. Stage 4. Achievement-oriented individualist. The pursuit of excellence. Personal ambition emerges. The individual seeks to prove themselves, to shine, to stand out. Beauty becomes something to be attained. A perfect sunset captured, an award won, a peak reached, yet in the restless striving, something remains elusive. Meditation here becomes an art rather than a duty. One begins to glimpse that silence is not an absence but a presence, a moment of stillness in nature. Watching the delicate dance of petals in the wind suddenly feels more profound than any external success. The realization dawns. Beauty does not belong to those who chase it, but to those who let it unfold. Stage 5. Strategic thinker, recognizing the interwoven dance. As life becomes more complex, the individual begins to see patterns, connections, the subtle interdependencies shaping existence. Beauty is no longer just an object or achievement, but an emergent harmony. Between self and society, between breath and stillness, between seeking and surrendering. Meditation now deepens, no longer confined to a practice, but integrated into life itself. Like watching a river flow and understanding that no effort is needed for it to reach the ocean, one learns to let go of resistance. One does not try to meditate, one simply enters the space where meditation already exists. Stage 6. Systemic integrator. The dissolution of boundaries. Dualities dissolve. The individual no longer sees life in rigid structures, but as an evolving dance of perspectives. Beauty is now understood as something that cannot be owned, only participated in. The wind does not ask permission to move the leaves, and in that effortless dance, a deeper truth is revealed. Meditation becomes effortless. It is in the breath, the moment between thoughts, the quiet surrender to the present. There is no longer a self-seeking enlightenment, only awareness witnessing itself. Stage 7. Transformational leader, the unfolding of inner and outer harmony. At this stage, an individual does not just see beauty but embodies it. They inspire without force, lead without dominance, and embrace paradox without fear. They see the systemic impact of their actions and live with a deep sense of responsibility. Meditation is no longer an escape, but a return. The breath, once unnoticed, becomes a gateway. Silence, once uncomfortable, now sings with wisdom. The world, once divided into achievements and failures, is seen as a continuous unfolding. Stage 8. Self-transcendent awareness. The moon's reflection vanishes. Here, even identity dissolves. The experiencer, the experiencing, and the experience merge. There is no longer a separation between the self and nature, between seeking and finding. The moon's reflection in the water disappears, not because the moon is gone, but because one has finally looked up and seen it directly. Meditation is no longer something one does, it is what one is. Beauty is no longer something one finds, it is the very essence of being. The self that once sought meaning now realizes it was the meaning all along. Conclusion: the art of effortless becoming. This journey from survival to transcendence is not a linear path, but a spiral. Each stage revisited with greater depth, each insight circling back with new meaning. Just as a stone does not force itself to become a diamond, but allows the pressure of time to shape it, so too must we allow life's unfolding to reveal our inner brilliance. Meditation is not a discipline to be imposed, but a beauty to be invited. Like a temple waiting for an open hand, like the wind waiting for stillness to be heard, like a song waiting for silence to be received, peace, wisdom, and beauty arrive not by force but by surrender. Let go and see. The door has always been open.